everybody, today I'm going to be reviewing Catch Me When I Fall by Vicki Leigh. If you have not read this book yet, do not worry. If you have not read this book yet, do not worry because this review is spoiler free, so feel free to stay throughout the duration of this video. I'll also be leaving the summary in the description box below to this book because as you know, I suck at summaries. I end up spoiling you guys a little bit if I try to summarize a book. It just happens. I try not to let it happen, but it happens anyways, so it kind of sucks. So if you want to know more about this book, it'll be in the summary below. Pause this video, go check it out, or check it out when you're viewing this video, whenever you want, you know? It's down below. So I'm just gonna jump right in. This book was very interesting, but it did not live up to the expectations that I held for it because it has a very interesting storyline, but sadly, it was quite cliche in certain ways. This book is about dream catchers. Dream catchers, not the typical kind that you hang on your bed and hopefully they'll catch the bad dreams, but the kind that are in people form, but they're not people because you cannot really see them. In a way, they're kind of like shadow hunters. They fight off the bad things that go bump in the night. In this way, they are nightmares. And in this book, it kind of reminded me of the Mortal Instruments with the dream catchers and the shadow hunters, because the shadow hunters, they fight off demons, and then the dream catchers, they fight off nightmares. This book is only about 200 pages in length, and I thought the world building of it was very interesting and very unique in a book this short, because usually world building in this way would take a longer book, like maybe a 400-page book, but I think that Vicki Leigh, she did a great job of world building and setting up this amazing, like, very complex world that she has in this book. But sadly, this book kind of fell to the insta-love. The romance between the two main characters didn't take a backseat, which I usually like to see in books like this. It is there, but it is not instant. And in this book, it was very apparent from the start when the two characters meet. And I really wish it wasn't, because it kind of made the book less interesting to me, because I was like, oh, come on, like I really had high expectations for this book, but I still enjoyed it in a way. That was just one of its downfalls. The writing to this book was really interesting because it was from Daniel's point of view. Daniel is the main character and he is a dream catcher, and I really liked Daniel's storyline a lot. I thought it was really interesting, very intriguing. He's a very cool character and he was a very strong character, which I very much enjoyed reading in this book. Kayla, on the other hand, I thought her storyline was very interesting also, but I didn't really like it as much as I liked Daniel's. Yes, she was put in a mental institution. Yes, she has some issues from her past, and those were interesting, kind of uncovering it throughout the book and the mystery of it, but I felt like she was a very bland character that definitely does have potential, but just didn't show it in this book. But hopefully she'll show it in the rest of the series, because I'm pretty sure it's a series, because it says Dreamcatcher Book 1, and I really hope that she does have more character development in the next book, because a lot of this book, it was just very, very instant. Not just the instant romance, but everything that happened in it. And it wasn't rushed, it was just a little bit rocky. And it definitely had the potential to not be rocky, but it kind of was. Yes, this book kind of reminded me of the Mortal Instruments in the way of the Shadow Hunters and the Dream Catchers, but it also was very unique, and I really enjoyed that about this book because I've never read a book about dream catchers or things like this. And I know there's some books out there that are kind of like it, but nothing that has this type of premise, and I really enjoyed that about it. Another thing that I didn't really like about this book was that the ending was very abrupt and very rushed in a way, because I wish that was more like laid out and kind of explained, and not as, it just was very rushed, and I wish that it just wasn't. This book just has so much potential, but I really don't think it showed in this book, because it is a really good storyline, but it was not executed in the way that I would hope it would have been, because it has so much potential. And don't you guys hate that when a book, just you read the summary and you're like, oh, this sounds amazing, and then you read it and you're like, oh, not what I was expecting at all. And also, I could have thought of so many other book covers than this one, because this book cover, I don't know, I wish that it wasn't like them two on the cover, but it kind of explains the insta-love between the two, because you see they're like embracing each other, and then like I really like the arms of like these creatures like circling them. I thought that was really interesting. It definitely does relate to the storyline, like the nightmares. I just really wish it wasn't insta-love, because then this book would have been so much better. But there was definitely badassery in it, which I always enjoy about a book, because badassery is always wonderful. And there was lots of tension, a lot of mystery, and I like tension and mystery a lot. Who doesn't? Well, some people don't, but I do like it. So it was not totally bad. It just had some little here and there blimps, but otherwise I really thought that this book was okay. It wasn't horrible just like I said before, little things about it that weren't that great. So in conclusion, I enjoyed this book. I did not love it. I did not really feel a lot for this book, but I did enjoy reading it. It wasn't horrible, just an insta-love with its downfall, and it could have been so much more like deep if it was not as much of a cliche young adult book as it was. And I hate saying that about a book. I hate like saying bad things about it, but this is an honest review, guys, and I want to share with you my thoughts personally about what I thought about this book. And there are just things that if I was author I would have done differently, but honestly this is just my opinion. If you read the book, please tell me what your opinion is. I would love to know down below because I want to go converse with you guys about it, because I don't know, am I the only one who thinks this about this book? I don't know, but I hope I'm not. So that is it for this book review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you Curiosity Quills for sending me this book for review, and I'll see you guys next time. And also, if you want me to review any books, please tell me below what books you want me to review for you guys, because I'm having more time to review books finally, because college apps are almost done. I have applied to 7 out of the 10 schools that I'm applying to, so I'm almost done, and then I'll be putting out more videos for you guys. So stick with me for the last 3 apps I have to do, and then I'll be more apparent on YouTube. So once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!